Okay. All right, kids. We're doing chapter 4 exam, linear functions. So let's go into this. This is chapter 4, form B. We want to find the slope of a line that passes through 2, -1 and 5, -3, surely. So the thing with the slope is that it's defined as the change of the y, like y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. So there's like a recipe to find the slope. It's the change of the y direction divided by the change of the x direction. So y1, y2, so it could be like this minus this, y minus the y. It's -3 minus -1. -3 minus -1. And then it's divided by x minus x. That's going to be 5 minus 2. Okay, so minus minus is plus plus. We do that keep change business. So -3 plus 1 is -2, and then 5 minus 2 is 3. So there's the answer, -2 over 3. Right. I would earn 5 points. Alrighty. Number 2. Address the following. A student used the slope formula to find the slope of a line between 2 points and got 0 over 7. What type of a line is this? 0 over 7. Oh, that's 0. So if the slope is 0, then it's a horizontal line. Between 2 points, 0 over 7. Yeah, it's horizontal line. On another problem, a student used the formula to find the slope to be 4 over 0. What kind of a line? What kind of a slope is this? The slope 4 over 0. This is no bueno. Dividing by 0 is we don't know how to do it. We don't know how to divide by 0. So 4 over 0 is undefined. Yeah, we don't know how to divide by 0, sadly. Or maybe divide by 0 is just an impossibility. Well, that's how we're starting. Anyway, it's undefined. So what type of a line is this that's undefined? Well, that's usually a line that goes straight up and down. That's a vertical line. A vertical line has a slope that is undefined. A horizontal line has a slope that is 0. Alright, number 2. Given this function, write it in an equivalent form most appropriate for identifying the slope and the y-intercept. So essentially we're looking for the slope intercept form. So that's in the format of y is equal to mx plus b. There's the slope, there's the y-intercept. So to put this into slope-intercept form, we have to undo that slope thing on the outside. We have to distribute through. So 2/3 times x and 2/3 times -6. So we have y minus 3. So we're doing distributive property. 2 over 3 times x minus 2 over 3 times 6 over 1. So multiplying fraction 2/3 times 6, 1 is 2 times 6 and 3 times 1. So that would be 12 over 3. And then of course that simplifies to 4. So where can we write this? It's right up here. Y minus 3 is equal to over 3x minus 4. Okay. And then to solve for y, we have to get rid of the plus 3. I mean the minus 3. We're going to add 3 to both sides. Then we have y is equal to 2 over 3x minus 1. Okay. So write in the equivalent form for slope-intercept form. So we have y is equal to 2 over 3x minus 1. There is your slope-intercept form. And my work is not on the page. Silly. I'm sorry. Here it is. Let's start it. So I distribute the 2/3. I get this. And then this becomes -4 right here. And then I add 3 to both sides. That simplifies to this. So there's the equation. Anyway, so there's the slope. And there's your y-intercept. Excuse me. Slope is 2/3. Y-intercept is -1. And then finally, they want this in standard form. So standard form is in such a way that all of the numbers have to be whole numbers, meaning no fractions, no decimals. X and the y is to one side, usually the left, and what's the third thing? The coefficient of the x has to be positive. So right now, this 2/3 is no good. Whole numbers only. So we're going to multiply everything through by 3. And if we do that, we'll get rid of the fraction. 3 times y. 3y. 3 times 2/3. It would be 3 times 2, which is 6. 1 times 3 is 3, so 6/3. And then 3 times -1 is -3. You probably think that I didn't have to write 6/3, I should have just written 2. You would be correct. So 3y is equal to 2x minus 3. So now we got the first deal, which is all the numbers have to be whole numbers. And then now I have to get the x and the y to one side, usually to the left. So I'm going to minus 2x to both sides. And since they're not like terms, we don't combine them. We leave them side by side. And then almost standard form. If we just multiply 3 by -1, that becomes a positive coefficient 2, and that's what we want. And then multiply 3 with this, and multiply 3 with this. So this is standard form. All the numbers are whole numbers. X and y is to one side, and coefficient of the x is a positive number. Okay, so let's go to page 2. Alright, number 4. Given the following equation, answer the questions below. What is the slope? Oh, the slope is right here. So the slope of that line is the coefficient next to the x, that's 1/3, 1/3. Part B, it says, what is the slope of a line that's parallel to this equation? Well, the thing with parallel line is that the slopes are the same. So parallel lines have the same slope. So it's also 1/3. And then question C says, what is the slope of a line that is perpendicular to the question above? Well, if it's perpendicular to this, then the slopes are going to be, what is it called? Opposite reciprocal. Opposite reciprocal slope. So parallel lines have the same slope, perpendicular lines have slopes that are opposite reciprocal. And opposite reciprocal of 1/3 would be -3/1 or -3. And then part D says, write the equation with a line in slope-intercept form that passes through the point -7 and is perpendicular to the line above. So we have this point right here, that's our x1. And then we need a slope. And the slope we'll be using will be the -3. Because it's perpendicular to this line over here, and the slope is opposite reciprocal, will be -3. Alright. So we're going to start out writing point slope form. So it's y minus 7. And there's your slope, and it's going to be x minus the x. So it's minus -2. So I'm going to rewrite this y minus 7 equal to -3 times x plus 2. Because minus 2 is plus 2. And then what do I want? We're putting slope in a set form. So let's distribute the slope. Y minus 7 is equal to -3x, -6. And then to get y by itself, we have to add 7 to both sides, and y is equal to -3x plus 1. And this is slope-intercept form. There's your slope, there's your y-intercept. Alright, number 5. Push this up so I don't write out of view again. Number 5. Consider the arithmetic sequence 4, 10, 16, 22. Write the rule for the sequence. So it looks like it's increasing by 6. Yes, it is. Increasing by 6. Increasing by 6. Okay. Then if it's increasing by 6, then I know that the slope is 6. So it's y is equal to 6x plus the y-intercept. Now, I know that the first term is 4. The second term is 10. The third term is 16. The fourth term is 11. So I'm going to use this point right here, 1, 4, to write this equation. So I'm using 1, 4, x, and 1. I'm substituting x and y so I can solve for b. So what am I doing here? The y is going to be the 4. And then 6 times 1 plus the b minus the 6 to both sides, okay, which I'll do right now. And we have the y-intercept is -2. So the equation is y is equal to 6x minus 2. If we want to write it in so it's arithmetic sequence, it's like, f of n is equal to like 6n minus 2. Actually, we write it a little bit different in arithmetic sequence, but since this is a lesson on slope-intercept form, maybe we should stick with this format. Okay, so what is the significance of the coefficient? So the coefficient is the number that is before the variable. So the coefficient, that is your slope. Right? And your slope in this case is 6. And then what is the significance of the constant? Here's your constant right here. So your constant is -2. That's your y-intercept, which is equal to -2. So the constant is -2. We can't even really say it starts with -2. It really doesn't, because it starts with 4. If we add 6 to -2, we certainly get 4. And then your slope is your 6 because it's moving by 6. Okay, I hope that was easy for you. If not, watch it again. It gets easier every time you watch it. Honestly, it really does. Alright, let's try page 3. Oh, the last page. Good, good, good. Alright, number 6. Number 6, let's complete the table for the situation below. Okay, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, correlation, yes or no, causation, yes or no. Correlation does not mean causation. But let's check it out. Hey, the price of a pair of pants and the number sold. Oh yeah, you can see if it's real expensive. Not too many people will buy it, but if it goes on sale, it's sell for cheap. A bunch of people will buy it. So there's definitely a correlation between the price of clothes and how much is sold. Is it a causation? Oh, yeah, one certainly causes the other. You learn more about it in this in economics. Take it in the program. Supply and demand. Okay, part B. The distance of a person moves and the time spent walking. The distance a person has to move and the time spent walking. Distance and time. Well, is it true if you walk a long distance, you would spend a long time walking? And the distance that you move that's small, would that be the time that you spend walking would be smaller? That would be true, wouldn't it? The distance that you move and the time spent walking. Yeah. Assuming your rate is the same. W, rate is not the same. Rate is how fast you're walking. Distance of a person moves many times when walking. Alright, there's a correlation. The distance, how far I have to move, and how much time I spend walking. Yeah, that's true. Does one causes another? Well, no. Yes and no. It's a tough one. That's really strange, huh? I'm having a hard time answering this. A distance a person moves, and okay, so there's a correlation there, but does one causes the other? No. I'm gonna say I don't really know, but I'm gonna say no. Because of speed, speed it could change, and that's I don't know. This one is arguable. Okay, part C. A person's IQ and the time it takes him to run 50 meters. So IQ is how smart a person is, and I don't think a smart person would run faster or slower than a person who's. So I'm going to say there's no correlation and no causation. Of course, one has nothing to do with the other. And part D, the amount of time studying and the number on the test. The amount of time studying and scoring tests. Oh yeah, there's a strong correlation. Definitely a strong correlation. And yes, this one also causes the other. The causation questions are pretty tricky. Okay, let's try number 7. Number 7 says, the table shows the relationship between the number of hours students spend doing homework and their overall grade percentage. They want you to draw a line of best fit. And what does the slope and the y-intercept mean? Is there a correlation, strong, weak, positive, negative? And what does the scatter plot reveal about number of time spent doing homework and overall grade percentage? Okay, first I want to point out there's some small errors here in wow, it certainly is not the number of hours playing video games as it relates to the number of hours exercising. You can see that means there's a positive correlation between hours spent playing video games and your exercise hours. Of course, this is an error. Okay, so it changes into number of hours doing homework and your grade percentage. And then here's the data here. Hours doing homework, here's your grade percentage. So this kid spent 4 hours studying, got 55. 4 hours studying, got 68. This kid did a little bit better, same amount of studying. 6 hours, 60%, 6.5, 82%. 7 hours, 78%. 9 hours, 95%. 10 hours, 9%, 11 hours, 98%. So I plotted these points over here. I used every click here is 2, 4, 6, 8, just to make it look prettier, and then to make it 100. Every click here is 20. Okay, so I plotted all these points, and then I drew a line that I thought was represent the points. You can see that I went through 2 points, and then there's 3 points above, and there's 3 points below. So I think that's as close as it's going to be. So I choose this line. Now, I choose this line, and it goes to this point and this point. And to write this equation, I need to know this point and this point so I can find the slope. So this point here is 455, and this point here is 778. So let's find the slope of 455. 4 hour studies, got 55 on the exam, and then what's the exam? 7 hour study, got 78 on the exam. Okay, so now let's find the slope. So to find the slope, it's going to be the y minus the y, so it's 78 minus 55 divided by x minus x, 7 minus 4, And then 78 minus 55, I've got like 20 something, 23 maybe. Should I get my calculator to confirm? 78 minus 55, 23. Alright. And then 7 minus 4 is like 3. So there's your slope. I'm going to make it into a decimal. I'm going to make it easier to understand. So that's about 7.666. So I rounded to 7.7. That's the slope. And then to write the equation, I'm going to use, which one? I'm going to use 455 because I can get like a small key numbers. Okay, so it's going to be y minus 55 is equal to 7.7. That's your slope. And it's going to be x minus the 4. That's the 4 right there. So this is your point slope form. Except, I don't think this is an acceptable answer because down here it says, what's the slope and the y-intercept mean and whatever. So that means I have to put in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to distribute the 7.7. So let's work over here. Y minus 55 is equal to 7.7x minus 7.7 times 1 multiplied times 4. And that comes out to be like 30.7. And then to solve for y, I add 55 to both sides. And I have y is equal to 7.7x plus 55 minus 30.7. And that comes out to be 24.3. Okay, so there's my equation. So let's go back to number A. And A said draw a line of best fit, which I drew down here, and write the equation. So the equation is y is equal to 7.7x plus 24.3. Okay, good. There's your equation. Okay, so they're saying what does the slope and the y-intercept mean in the context of the situation? So the slope. Now keep in mind that x is hours study per week and y is your percentage on your exams or grades, whatever. So every hour that you study changes your grade by 7.7%. Because as x clicks to the 1, 2, 3, 4, then it's multiplied by 7.7. So you study for 0 hours, you get 7.7 times 0, that's 0, you just get 24.3. But if you study for 1 hour, then it's 7.7 times 1, and then plus 24.3, you get 30 something. You study for 1 hour. So every hour that you study, your grade point average, not grade point average, your grade percentage changes by 7.7. So let's write that slope is. Your percentage goes up 7.7 for every hour you study your homework. Is it about homework? Yeah. Study your homework per week. And then what does the y-intercept mean? So the y-intercept is a really interesting point because that means if your x is 0, your y-intercept is 24.3. So that means if you don't study at all, you should get 24%. So your study time is 0 per week. Your percentage is 24.3%. How cool is that? You don't have to study, you still get 24.3. Not a passing grade, but anyway. So correlation, oh yeah, it looks like there's a strong positive correlation. I can see like this guy got more than what we anticipated in this kid got less than what we anticipated. This guy got way more, and this guy got more, and this guy got less. But overall, it seems like a nice average. So I'm going to say that this is a strong positive correlation. The more you study, the better your grade. Oh, which leads to part D. What does the scatter plot reveal about the amount of time spent doing homework and overall grade percentage? Yeah. More time studying leads to higher percentage. But that you knew. It's just a matter of putting in practice that's challenging. I think that's it. So, anyway, I hope you did well in your exam. If you didn't, take it again. Okay, bye.